So we have our ingredients in the bowl. We have 500 grams of minced pork and 500 grams of sausage meat. I'm going to add black pepper and salt for seasoning. I'm also going to add some finely chopped dried apricots and pears. And here I have a grated apple, the grated rind of a lemon and some lemon juice. So I'm going to put those into the bowl first. And I find that mixing with a fork combines the meats better than using a spoon. So in the bowl now I have everything combined. The apple works well with the pork and it'll keep everything moist. Now I have rolled out a piece of tin foil and I have just oiled it with olive oil. And now what I'm going to do is, with my fresh sage leaves, I'm going to start laying them down, 2 rows of them, and I will overlap them. And I'll do that the whole way along. I have my sage laid out. It's difficult to get fresh herbs here with us in Donegal, and the quality just, it's not as nice certainly as you can get in other destinations. My leaves are very, they're not uniform at all. It'd be much easier if they were more uniform, but they're very haphazard sizes that makes it a wee bit more difficult. But I've laid them out, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put half of my sausage meat mix on top of that in a sausage, like a sausage. So I have laid out my sausage meat, and as you can see, I've made a sort of a channel up the middle of it, and that's where I'm going to place my chorizo sausage. You can use any sort of sausage that you like, that's got a bit of spice in it. I happen to use chorizo, but you know, there are lovely Moroccan sausages available too if you can get your hands on them. So that's the sausage laid now in the middle of the meat mixture, and I'm just going to top that up with the rest of my sausage meat mix. So this is it now encased, and I'm just going to roll it up now in the tin foil. And what's good about this recipe for sausage meat is you can make it a couple of days in advance, roll it up in the tin foil, and then just put it in the oven on Christmas Day or whatever day you're going to use it at about 200 degrees for 40 minutes. That's it now in the tin foil, ready for the oven. So this is another stuffing mix that I'm doing. This time I'm going to be adding some cranberry sauce. So again, in the bowl I have 500 grams of sausage meat, 500 grams of minced pork. To that I'm adding a grated apple and the juice and the rind of 1 lemon. I have 150 grams of cranberry sauce, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I have streaky bacon, and I have salt and pepper to season. So again, I have laid out my tin foil. I have oiled it with olive oil, and I also brushed maple syrup over the top before I laid down my streaky bacon like this. And then on top of that, I'm going to be adding my sausage meat mix. Now, before I put the sausage mix on top, I'll brush the bacon here again with maple syrup. So this is my mix ready. So I also added a spoon of onion powder. I think it gives it an extra wee taste if you have it handy. This is us now ready to roll up our 2 meats. Again, with this recipe, you can make it 2 or 3 days in advance. Keep it in the tin foil, obviously, and in the fridge. Keep it out for a half an hour before you put it into the oven. 200 degrees for 40 minutes or 180 if it's a fan assisted oven. And here we have it now, ready for the oven tray. The more you twist it at the ends, the more cylinder you'll get your shape and the tighter your meat will be. I'm going to make some stuffing parcels now. So in this bowl I have an onion that I finely chopped, and I softened it in 10 ounces of butter. I added a heaped dessert spoon of mixed herbs to that. I'm now going to add breadcrumbs and my cranberry sauce. So I have my onion and butter and my mixed herbs in here, and to that I added 400 grams of breadcrumbs, and now I'm going to add 150 grams of cranberry sauce. I have set 2 rashers of streaky bacon in a cross shape. Now in the middle of that I'm going to add a small scoop of my stuffing mix. Then I'm going to take over the bacon like this, one way, and the bacon the other way, and like this, and then like this. And then I'm going to add a cocktail stick just to hold it all in place. This is the parcels ready for the oven. Now you could brush them if you wanted with a bit of oil infused with garlic, or a bit of oil and maple syrup if you wanted. In actual fact, I would cook them for 15 to 20 minutes first, and then take them out, brush them and put them back in again, so as they don't get over brown on you. Another suggestion is that you can make these in advance and freeze them, or just make them a couple of days in advance and put them in the fridge. I had some sausage meat and breadcrumb mix left from my parcels, so I have mixed the two together. This is just a sheet of puff pastry from Lidl, which I find is perfect when you take into consideration the length of time that it takes to make your own. This works good. So I have just spread it out, split it up the middle, and I brushed around all the edges and up the middle with egg wash. And I'm going to put the sausage meat mix up the middle of the two. These are just ordinary sausage rolls that I would bake most weeks. Again, I just use the Lidl puff pastry. My mix is a pound of sausage meat, salt, pepper, a bit of garlic powder, a bit of onion powder, and on this row here I have put in chilli powder. And they're just handy to have for a snack or for lunch. So this is the 2 pieces filled. I'll cut them to whatever length I want. I'll slice the top of them and egg wash them before I put them into the oven. I'll put them in at a preheated oven at 200. I'll drop it to 180 for 15 to 20 minutes, but keep an eye on them. Here we have the sausage rolls. This is something I bake on a weekly basis. These ones are chili. Sometimes I put chorizo in through them as well. And this side is just the plain sausage meat with a bit of garlic powder, onion powder and seasoning. Here we have 3 different choices of stuffing accompaniments. So we have the parcels, which is the stuffing wrapped, the cranberry stuffing wrapped up in the bacon. And we have the pork filled bacon, pork and sausage meat of course, and again we have the chorizo filled, and sage and apricot.